much for ordering a custom video from me. And thank you so much for leaving a little note at the end of your email letting me know that I could make this public on the YouTube. Of course, you will get dibs to it first and be able to view it long before they will, but I'm still grateful that you are giving me the opportunity to showcase a custom video to the public, even though you paid for it. But I did give you, as you know, a discount for allowing me to put it on YouTube. And so I want everyone in the comments on YouTube, once this is public, to please say thank you to Elias for letting his custom video be showcased on here on this platform. And you, Elias, I also want to give you a huge thank you for motivating me to get my stuff together, get my ish together, and come on here full-faced. I have been doing a lot of lo-fi videos on the channel, as you know, and you gave me a reason to pull it together and get on here and do a video in my old setup. So thank you so much for that. I have a new shirt, and you will be the first one to see it. You will be the first one to see the new shirt that my Nana gave to me. And you will also be the first one, Elias, to see that my locks are gone. They've been gone for months, but I have not done a full-faced video on YouTube since I took out my red locks. So you will be the first to see the new look. And I like doing my scarf in different designs. So like today, it's a little lopsided bow. Sometimes the bow is more perfect than others, but nonetheless, I still think it's cute. So anywho, you ordered a good night video with kisses. You ordered a good night video with kisses and gum chewing. And I will try not to do the gum chewing too harshly, being that you wanted this to also be an up-close Blue Yeti. You specified Blue Yeti video. So sometimes the gum might pop because in the middle of talking I clamp down on it and there was an air bubble. I'll try to catch those and edit those out, but if you specified gum chewing, you must like all the things that come along with it, okay? And your little message at the end of your email letting me know that it can be public, I thought was so sweet, because you said you wanted me to share it because there aren't a lot of people in the world that have the privilege of having someone in their life that tells them good night. And I just thought that was so sweet. So again, everyone watching, please leave a comment down below thanking Elias. And he has said that you can call him E.